тут.泡水车，泡水商铺。
According to Chinese meteorological authorities and emergency management agencies, severe flooding continued to affect Guangdong province and the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region on June 16th and 17th, 2026, following several days of intense monsoon rainfall that triggered overflowing rivers, widespread urban flooding, transportation disruptions, and large-scale evacuations. The latest wave of heavy rain began around June 13th and intensified across southern China, with some areas of Guangdong and Guangxi receiving more than 600 millimeters of precipitation within a few days. Meteorologists warned that saturated soil and swollen rivers significantly increase the risk of flash floods, landslides, and other secondary disasters. More than 20 rivers across the country rose above warning levels, many of them located in the southern provinces. Guangdong province was among the regions most severely affected. Central, northern, and eastern parts of the province experienced persistent torrential rainfall, leading to serious flooding in urban and rural communities. Several weather stations recorded exceptionally high rainfall totals, while cities across the Pearl River Delta and eastern Guangdong suffered extensive waterlogging and disruptions to normal life. Local authorities issued rainstorm alerts and activated emergency response measures. Residents living in mountainous and low-lying areas were urged to remain vigilant as the threat of flash floods and landslides increased. Officials warned that prolonged rainfall could destabilize hillsides and cause rivers to overflow. School closures were announced in several cities and counties, including parts of Shanwei and Jieyang, where authorities suspended classes and outdoor activities to protect students. Public events and other outdoor gatherings were also affected by the severe weather conditions. Thousands of residents were relocated from vulnerable areas as flood control agencies implemented precautionary measures. Emergency teams were deployed throughout the province, closely monitoring river levels and maintaining readiness for rescue operations. Authorities continued to assess damage and provide assistance to affected communities. Transportation networks in Guangdong also faced significant disruption. Adverse weather conditions caused delays at Shenzhen Baoan International Airport and Guangzhou Baiyun International Airport, while railway authorities introduced speed restrictions and operational adjustments to ensure passenger safety during the heaviest rainfall periods. In neighboring Guangxi, widespread flooding affected central and eastern parts of the autonomous region. Heavy rainfall caused rivers to overflow and inundated residential areas, forcing emergency personnel to conduct rescue operations in multiple communities.
走到一台，走唔到兩台喎，浸咗一台添。不行啊，再打。
Firefighters and rescue workers assisted residents trapped by rising waters and transferred vulnerable populations to temporary shelters. Cities, including Wuzhou, experienced some of the most severe flooding. Local authorities established emergency shelters and relocated residents from areas considered at high risk. Officials also warned of the continued possibility of landslides and flash floods in mountainous regions. Rail services in Guangxi were disrupted as authorities reduced train speeds, adjusted schedules, and temporarily suspended certain routes between June 14th and June 17th. Floodwaters and persistent rainfall created additional challenges for transportation and emergency response efforts throughout the region. China's State Flood Control and Drought Relief Headquarters maintained a Level 3 emergency response for Guangdong and Guangxi, reflecting the seriousness of the situation. Meteorological agencies also strengthened monitoring and forecasting operations as additional rainfall remained possible. Authorities warned that continued precipitation could trigger further flash floods, overflowing rivers, urban inundation, and geological hazards. Emergency services remained on high alert, while local governments continued evacuation and disaster prevention efforts. By June 17th, forecasters indicated that the main rain belt was expected to gradually move northward. However, officials emphasized that even after rainfall weakened, accumulated water and saturated ground conditions would continue to pose significant dangers. Rescue teams and flood control personnel remained deployed across affected areas, while authorities closely monitored rivers and regions vulnerable to secondary disasters. The flooding of June represented one of the most significant weather events to affect southern China in 2026. Guangdong and Guangxi experienced extensive disruptions to transportation and daily life as authorities worked to minimize damage and protect residents from the ongoing threats. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a real, calm, and clear report. See you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe.